Hey, people, it's me again. Yeah, I know, it's dark, you can't see me. But trust me, that's probably better for you and possibly your appetite. Oh well. Anyways, I am going to talk about the dream I had last night. It was pretty interesting. Side note, I think if you record what happened in your dreams while you can still remember it, then later, when you look back or you listen to it or you read it, it can make a little more sense to you. Because then you're using your thinking, your logical side of your brain to analyze the information you had while that logical side was shut off and you were, I'm just going to say, connected to universal consciousness, whatever. You were flowing in the thought stream of everyone. However you want to look at it. You were reconnected to the consciousness that exists around the planet. You were reconnected. I think when you sleep, your consciousness goes back out and joins the crowd where it mingles and things happen. And then when you wake up, in reality, that's your consciousness saying, okay, it's time to go back to the body now. Time to live in the body for a little bit. I think there's a complete separation during your sleeping and waking hours. I think possibly in a quantum mechanics, energy-driven thought stream or way of thinking, you are indeed leaving the body. It's like, think of you're connected to a remote control car using a headset. Imagine that remote control car is your body, and your consciousness is driving that body using that virtual reality headset. I think at night, it's kind of like when you log off of your body and you plug back into your charging system, whatever you want to call it. So anyhow, the dream that I had before I forget it, because that's how dreams work. They only hang around for a short period and then they're gone. So anyways, in this dream, I dreamt that somehow everyone in Western civilization, Western society, realized that they were talked into thinking the wrong way. Everybody finally, just snapped out of it. And they were like, wait a second. Our currency system doesn't make sense. Our way of using money isn't a logical system, and it's completely greed-based. We need to fix all of this, and it's a super easy fix. In my dream, everyone on Earth had their perception changed so that they recognized that trying to get more money out of something than what it's worth, that's just greed and manipulation. And when you base your entire civilization on greed and manipulation, nothing good comes of it. In my dream, everyone realized, hey, if we just get back to doing things the right way, charging what it costs to make a vehicle, and not a penny more, or hell, what it costs to make a durable goods, an item, hell, a frying pan, a toaster, if we only charged what it costs to make, then you get back to the way it used to be when you would go to the hardware store and you would think, I need to buy a hammer. Oh look, they've got 3 different choices. I can buy this made in Zhongshan Chinese hammer that's $4. Yeah, the handle's plastic. It's probably only going to last me a year, but it's only $4. Then you go a grade up, you're like, ooh, looky here, we got a Proto that's, made in Milwaukee but imported from Taiwan and blah, blah, blah. It's a couple steps up. and you think, ooh, look at that handle. That handle's a composite injected into the head. That's not going to fall apart. Oh yeah, the metal's not as hard as I'd like, or it doesn't look as good as I'd like, whatever. And then you knew the most expensive hammer, which I'm just going to throw out a name. Let's say, the Stanley. That one's $13. But it's got an oak handle. The head's tempered. I know it's going to last me 30 years minimum if I take care of it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and opt to buy that hammer. Yeah, it's more expensive, but I only have to buy it once. So if I have to buy a hammer every 3 years, the hammer will have more than paid for itself in less than a decade. It was long-term logical thinking. We were doing the right thing. Yeah, I need this hammer for a long time, so I'm going to buy a good one. So I'm willing to spend a little bit more because I know the value is increased along with the price. If the price goes up, the value also increases. Our society has been talked into thinking it's A-okay to talk people into thinking our value is better, even when we know damn well it's not. If our commercial is sneaky enough and we, put in some hidden words and hell, I don't know, let's have sex written in the ice cubes 3 times. Yeah, let's use a model. She's real sexy in the background. Yeah. Let's use some Sigmund Freud stuff and his nephew Edward Bernays. Let's use some little psychological crap to talk you into really wanting to buy it. Then we can make it as crappy as we want, and you're still going to want to buy it. If for no other reason than just to have a status symbol. Oh look, remember that commercial that everybody really thought was cool? I have one of those things. Yeah, I spent $50,000 and I've got one. I mean, that's where we're at. It's dumb. It makes no sense. Nothing makes sense until you zoom out and realize we've all been talked into doing shit we didn't really want to do. We've just been, to put it bluntly, we've basically been brainwashed into thinking this way. Generation after generation tells you that this is how it is. Eventually, you're going to start thinking, this is how it is. When in reality, it's not. This has all been forced upon us, and our perspectives have been shifted. And hell, our histories have been manipulated. Our textbooks it's all on purpose to keep us all dumber than hell and fighting against each other. Because the rich just keep getting richer because we're too dumb to realize it. That's where we're at. And that's what my dream was about. Just everybody realizing and snapping out of it and saying, oh, geez, we need to fix this. This car costs $54,000 starting. We're making, I'm just throwing out numbers. We're making $4,000 profit on each unit. That means we can hire this many extra people. We can bring back this sector of the employment. We can take it away from the contractors. We can do all of this stuff to make people that make the car happy again, so that they like what they do. And it's just, there's too much to go over. It would take me hours to explain how it would all work, but in my dream it all made complete sense. Everything worked because that's how it's supposed to. In my dream, that's how it was. Human nature worked with what you were doing, and everybody did the right thing because they knew, hey, I'm making the best thing I can make. Hey, you can't make this any better than I'm making it without making it cost a lot more. Everybody had pride in what they were doing. Everybody liked it because they realized, hey, I'm getting recognition for doing a good job. I'm not just expected to kill myself regardless of the lack of planning or how stupid the job is. And not like that in the world that I imagined. Everybody felt like they were actually a part. They didn't feel like they had to do what this person told them just because that's their job to do whatever that guy says. Even when they know it's the wrong thing to do. We got back to everybody actually working together. We got back to people in positions of power asking the people who do the job every day what their thoughts are, since they are the experts on it. We started thinking again and doing stuff the easiest, most efficient, reliable way possible, because that's how we should be doing it. We got rid of all these, oh no, we've got to have 14 different procedures to track the 13 procedures that we have to do to make sure a quality call gets conveyed to the right group. We've made everything so complicated in the name of regulatory agencies or safety. We've made everything so bloody complicated with so many compartmentalized groups that nobody knows what we're doing anymore. All they know is their little section of what they do, and that's all they can do. One hiccup comes, you're done, because nobody knows what to do. All you know is steps A through Z that you have to perform, because that's all they want to pay to train you. That's all you get. It's just our method of business. That's the cheapest way. And that's all business looks at now is money. They don't care about the product. They don't care about the customer. All they care about is the dollars they'll keep pumping out to consume the ever-loving crap out of whatever they're making. That's all they care about. If they could scoop dirt into a bag and sell it to you as pristine farmland for $1,000 a bag, they would do whatever they could to sell you as many bags as physically possible. It's just human nature. When I say they, I mean anybody participating in that societal structure. That's just the way it goes. From top down, that's how you see you get ahead. You talk people into buying crap they don't want or need, that's not worth what they're paying for it. And the more you can do that and screw over people, the more successful you're going to be. If you can talk 1 billion people into buying a crap product for $20 that only cost you 13 cents to make, that doesn't turn you into a charlatan. That doesn't make society see you as a thief or a con man. That makes our society see you as a savvy business individual right there. Look at that. It costs him 13 cents. He's selling it for $20. That's a 9,617% profit increase, people. That's brilliant. No, that's not a good thing. That means you're celebrating ripping people off. What good would that do for your society? I mean, honestly, how is celebrating manipulation ever going to work for a society? How's that ever going to work? But maybe that's just my, I don't even know what in the heck to call it. Maybe that's my, hell, I'll use today's terms. That's my Christ consciousness thinking still in effect, and not my social standard thinking brain activated. I think you've got two separate brains. You've got one consciousness that's you, your inner self, how you know things should be. The part of you that wants to hand the homeless guy $5 so he can get something to eat. The part of you that wants to help the hitchhiker you see walking down the road. The part of you that wants to stop and pick up that dog you see that looks like he's lost or needs to find a home. That's the Christ consciousness. That's the, yeah, it might be an inconvenience to me, but that animal, that person, whatever, their life's going to be better, so I'm going to do it. That's the one side of you. The other side of your consciousness is the one that you're taught. That's the one that society teaches you. School teaches you. Movies teach you. Music, magazines, newspapers. That's the taught you. That's what, I guess you could almost call it the intellectual you. That's the you that has developed from taking social cues from society around you and learning how this world works and how to best perform in it. But when you live in a jacked up society, that person who's most well adapted to live in that society is also jacked up. It's necessity. You have to be a jacked up individual to conform in a jacked up society. It's the way it works. Square peg in a round hole? Oh yeah, that doesn't work. Square peg in a square hole, on the other hand, does. I think all we need to do, according to what my dream was telling me and what I saw last night, all we need to do is shift global perspective to realize that. To get back to helping everybody, to benefit everybody, instead of pretending to help one certain group of individuals to benefit one or two other individuals at the behest of millions of other individuals. So we will act like we're treating one really small group of people really good, which will benefit an even smaller group of people, but will be a detriment to a big number of people. So we've got one group that feels like, yay, they're really helping me out. We've got another group that's like, oh, geez, now we got to worry about this. And then we've got one tiny, tiny little group that's pulling all the strings that's saying, yeah, still got him. But that's just how I see it. So I'm going to go in now because I've got a Maximo class and I've got to do some work. I got to be at work early, so I got to get changed and get down there. So you guys have a good day, and I love you all. See you later.